So I don't want this particular command anymore. So I am going to delete this. Okay. So cd temp. I am deleting this. I just showed you how to create that master lib always. Remember that command. rm minus rf temp. I don't want that directory unnecessarily. It will take space. Okay. So if we are starting Hive, is that Hive running? No. Start Hive. And go to the schools, which is otherwise go to the demo table. I think that is easy. Show tables. We created a table called a demo in the last class, right? Yeah. Describe demo. I think just two fields, e-name and salary, right? So if I write a select star from demo, you will see that data, right? And now delete from demo where e-name equal to Ravi. What will happen if I write this command? It will fail. And the reason is that Hive is an OLAP database. It is not OLTP. If you want create, insert, update, delete, all these things to happen, it should support ACID properties. The latest version of Hive supports it. But to learn that, you need to know some more concepts. That's why we will cover two things and then we will come back. So the two things that we are going to cover are how can you ingest the data into your big data platform. Till now, what are the things that we have learned? We learned the programming part, MapReduce. We learned the storage part, which is HDFS. And we have seen all the mapper, combiner, partitioner, shuffle and sort, reducer. All these things we have seen there. Then we have seen how you use MongoDB. After that, we have seen how you use Hive. And today, we have completed how to see or create UDFs as well. Next is, how will you get the data? And already you have got an excellent mechanism to bring the data, which I explained you yesterday, which is Presto. But what are the traditional tools? If Presto is not there in your organization, there might not be Presto. Those are called data ingestion mechanisms, and mainly there are two ingestion mechanisms. One is called Sqoop and another is called Flume. So that is what we are going to cover in the couple of classes. How will you use Sqoop? Okay. So before going to Sqoop, you need to write down this and you need to remember this. Yesterday I gave you briefly. So I am coming out of Hive now. First of all, understand that Cloudera virtual machine comes up with MySQL. And please remember the username, password, and the way to log into MySQL. How will you log into MySQL? Type MySQL minus U and the name is retail underscore DBA and then type minus P. Okay. This is how you will log into your MySQL. It will ask you the password and the password is always Cloudera. Type Cloudera. You should be logged into MySQL. Now you cannot see any tables here. Why? Because you have to select the database. Like Hive, there is no default database in MySQL. You have to select it. And the name of the database is, if you type short databases, you will see retail underscore DB. Can anybody tell me what is that information underscore schema? That is the metadata. Okay. If you remember about what I told you about any database, you are especially on data quality. If you do not know what is the metadata table name, how are you going to do data quality? Everything, 90% of your data quality is already there in information schema. The table name, the column comments, everything is stored inside that only. Oracle has got system table space. MySQL has got information schema. Hive has got meta store. That's what your MySQL is. Okay. If you want to hack it, I will show you, but please don't do this. I am going to type in MySQL now. Please don't do this, just for your information. MySQL minus U. I am not going to connect as retail underscore DBA. Instead, I am going to connect as root. Root is the super user. Retail underscore DBA they have created for all users like you. But root is managed for the entire MySQL. And the password is again Cloudera. And if you look at show databases now, earlier you saw only one database. What is that? Retail underscore DB, correct? And information schema, of course. But if I type show databases, this is how your Hadoop is organized completely. And this is the directory where Hive metastore is stored. And in your case, that metastore contains the table, but there is no data. The data file is gone, or not loaded, or deleted. From the metastore, 50% of your data quality you will get. I mean, the table name, the table comments, the column name, the column comments, column data type, everything will be there in the metastore. So, what I want to say is, you can do that, but please don't ever log in as root. Always log in as retail underscore DBA. Now what we need to do, as I mentioned to you, you have to select the database, retail underscore DB. Three things must. Retail underscore DBA is the username, Cloudera is the password, and the database name is retail underscore DB. And as I mentioned to you, you will see the 6 tables, which are going to be the primary tables for all our experiments from now onwards. We will move these tables to Hive. We will move back from Hive to this particular table. We will use this for bringing into Presto. We will use it for Hive joins. Everything we will use. So it is very important that do not write a drop or delete from these tables. You should not. If you want to do that, you create a copy. Now, just to check your SQL knowledge, create table DEPT as select star from departments. Tell me what will happen if I do like this.
We create a table called department using the department.
Okay. Is there any difference between the departments table and the DEPT table if I do like this? That is the most important thing. Let me see how many of you know. It will create, yeah, of course, table name will be different. Oh, Vasu. Is there any other difference?
Whatever departments has, department will have it. But whenever departments is updated, it won't update automatically departments.
That is correct. Okay. Is there any other major difference? I will give you a clue. I am going to describe departments.
The department is in Hive.
I am describing department. Departments is not in Hive. Oh. I am in MySQL.
The ID will create.
So this is the departments table, and now I am going to write the command create table DEPT as select star from departments. And if I am going to create this one, you can see that entirely the table is created, but there is a beautiful important difference. That is what you should always remember. If I do the DEPT describe, you will see that the primary key is not copied. That's the most important thing. So whenever you do create table as, the primary key will not be created. Very, very important, especially if you want to do anything with Sqoop, you should know what is the primary key. By mistake, for creating a Sqoop command, if you are trying to create a table and try to do Sqoop on that, it will not work because there is no primary key. It is a must that for Sqoop to work, you should have a unique key. All right. Now the next important thing is I'm going to drop the table dpt. Okay, and I am going to write this command. What is the difference between this command and the previous command? Where 1 equal to 2. Create table dpt as select star from departments where 1 equal to 2.
It's exactly as the department.
Very good. So it will not be copying the data. It will create only the structure of that particular table. Earlier you might have seen that it was copying all the 6 rows. But now there is no data that is available. So remember these two commands. Okay. Next important thing is let us start Hive. Okay. You must create, I gave you a big CSV file called lahman-csv.zip on the very first day of Hive. myschools.csv was only one of them. There were about 20 to 25 different CSV files and I told you to create so many tables. Please do that. Now first question, I already gave you a clue of this and I gave you the answer also. How will you execute an operating system command from Hive prompt? Exclamation, the operating system command and then semicolon. Next question is, how will you execute a Hadoop command from Hive prompt? Okay, tell me how will you list down all the Hadoop directories? Hadoop fs minus ls, right? This will give you, right? What will happen if I write like this? It will give you an error. Exclamation will execute operating system commands. Is Hadoop an operating system command? It is not. So, is it possible without, you know what the people do? And even you will see very, very experienced people, preferably in our organization, is doing this. Whenever they want to execute, they will close Hive and then they will come back and they will execute it. They will start Hive. Very bad. The idea is instead of Hadoop fs, type dfs ls and then put a semicolon. Oh.
Good DFS cells.
dfs fs minus l. dfs minus ls. Yes. Instead of Hadoop fs minus ls.
And hotter was also DFS, right? Using command Hadoop DFS.
If you are looking at operating system, you can write a Hadoop command. You can write an hdfs dfs command. Okay. In Hive, this will not work. This will not work. In Hive, this will work. Okay. So please understand that whenever you are doing Hive and if you want to execute a operating system, a Hadoop command, do not go out of Hive. Just execute this one. Alright, now how will you clear the screen? Control
So will this
L.
command only gives for the local server or the entire cluster?
Entire cluster. Okay. Provided your Hive is also in the entire cluster.
Okay.
Hive is relying on HDFS. So there is no local. It is retrieving from HDFS. Control L. It will clear the screen. Alright. Next important command. We have how many tables? Show tables. You have got my schools. Describe my schools. You know that it is going to give you. How will you know whether this is an external table or managed table? What is the difference between external table and managed table? Managed table means it will go to user/hive/warehouse. If you drop the managed table, it will drop the data as well. What is external table? External table, the data will be pointed to your Hive table. If you drop the Hive table, the table name will be deleted from the meta store, but your data will be still available.
You always want to create external tables, not not minus tables.
Correct. If you want the data to persist even if you drop your table. If you could have created an external table, you will not face that problem. Now, how will you know whether this table is external or managed? So, forget about describe. Never type this command. Describe my schools. Okay. Of course, if you just want only the column names, you can type that command. But what is the command that as professionals you should type? Clear the screen. Write describe formatted. Please add this word every time when you write your command. And then type my schools. Half of the data quality requirements will be satisfied by this command. Why? Please look at the result. It is containing school ID, school name, school city, school state, and school NIC. These are the column names. These are the data types. If you enforce as a process in data quality that everybody should create a comment, all the comments will come by default here. Then it is giving you the database is default and the owner is Cloudera because it is a virtual machine. When it was created, when it was last accessed. So in enterprises and all, it will tell you who accessed last. Then don't worry about protection. Retention mode, whether you have enabled retention for that particular table, it will tell you. And the location. And as long as you see the location as user/hive/warehouse, you know that it is what type of table? It is a managed table. So you got that information as well. And now you will see what is the size of that particular table and what is the last creation time, and it will tell you some internals of what classes MapReduce program used internally to create the table, and there will be some more additional information. This is the command that we should type whenever you want to look at a table statistics. Describe formatted. Right? And this is the table that you should be concentrating always, that the moment you type this and if suppose there are no comments and there are no table comments etc., immediately you should inform the owner telling that this table is not created as per the process. Please ensure that you are filling up this information. Right? If in the later future you will be enabling partitioning, bucketing, all that information will be coming inside this called what are the bucket columns, number of buckets, etc. We will learn this. That's why I told you that we will come back to Hive acid after we complete this session, because you need to know what is meant by partitioning and bucketing. A very important feature in Hive.
Yeah, I created managed table and it shows that there's 37 rows.
Okay. And now you do the select star from that table.
But then it's not.
And can you please look at what is the name of the database? What's the name of the database?
My schools.
My school or my schools?
I'm inside the database. So
Okay.
I just did select star from my school database. I got the data. See, before I didn't get it right.
Yeah. Magic, man. Something is happening in your system which we cannot explain. Alright. Okay. So you got all the data, Hive formatted command. You understood how to create MySQL. You understand, right? And now onwards, we are going to do ingestion, data ingestion, and we will start with Sqoop. So let's do our first command. List databases. How will you list the databases in Hive? Show databases, right? You will log into Hive. Correct? List tables, you'll have to log into the corresponding MySQL or something, right? What we are going to do now, I'm not going to log into MySQL at all. Using Sqoop, I want to list the databases command. So start it with, okay, just open a command prompt. Let's refer, okay. Let me check whether my Sqoop material is inside this one or not. Just give me a minute. I don't think so. So please write, I will give you the material in the next class. So SQL, okay, list database, sorry, not SQL, Sqoop, list databases command. I'll get Sqoop list databases. And please look at the command. I'm going to copy that and you can type this command as your first Sqoop command. We'll change it. Okay. So first thing is, please see how you will separate if your command is multiple lines. Look at that. If you put a slash, you can continue in the next line. Okay. So Sqoop list databases. Sqoop list databases. Next one is minus minus connect. Come on. What is the connect parameter for us? JDBC colon MySQL colon slash slash localhost 3306. Remember this value always for your virtual machine. If it is your company, ask the MySQL administrator what is the host name and what is the port and replace it. Minus minus username, and what is the username? Retail underscore DBA. Minus minus password. What is the password? Cloudera. Huh? Cloudera is the password. Yeah, I didn't see the problem. If you don't finish or incorrectly type the command, you will get that particular this thing. So what you need to do is you have to make sure that okay, you have to make sure that minus minus Cloudera, and please look what is the problem. I started JDBC colon MySQL with a colon, but I didn't finish it. That's why you are getting that prompt. And then press enter. And let's see what is happening. Please look at that. You got information schema and a retail underscore DB, which are the databases. So you executed your first Sqoop command. Did you log into MySQL? No. From Sqoop, you are trying to get that value. Right? I'm not going to the import and export commands. I think you need to catch up a lot. Please spend some time, practice. Then we will start from it. Okay? So you just save this file.